So Kobe, honestly, I think that finally, after what seems like freaking forever, at least the last year of live streaming, today's things are going well so far. I'm not gonna jinx anything. Haven't had to repost any of the broadcasts yet. It looks like we're good on Pump.Fun. That is excellent. So let's knock on some wood collectively, and let's get into it, man. How are you doing today? You
I'm
are on mute,
good.
by the way.
Just a
Oh,
forewarning, I'm on a hot spot today, and so I might be a little bit behind and a little bit choppy. But yeah, the stream didn't have to hit the button on Pump Fun. It just went. So love that.
love that.
Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm excited to share some of the updates from like the AI agent we're building we're building the past few weeks and jump into a market update and stuff like that. But I'm doing good. Doing good. I'm in the hotspot life. I'm
Living the
chilling. I'm
hotspot life.
chilling.
Exactly.
Just living.
Okay. So just to say right off the bat here, since going live, your connection did drop in quality a fair amount here. So hopefully that will resolve itself soon because I know you're doing your best here. But yeah, let's get into this. Let's get into this, man. So do you want to just review one more time what it is that we're going into today there, Kobe, so we can fire up our audience? Actually, real quick. Maybe first, I just want to thank you guys for joining us today. We've already got some people piling in here. We are, of course, streaming on multiple platforms right now, including X on several accounts here, YouTube, Pump.Fun, and Twitch. Twitch, of course. So I just want to thank all of you guys who are here already with us today. This is going to be a really fun stream, actually. And you may have already gotten a clue from the title of the things that we are going to be talking about today. But Kobe, do you want to give us a quick intro on what it is that we're going to be going over?
Yeah, I think that it's what's making it slow is it's trying to upload at the same time.
Mm,
Is what
yes.
is it's not the live part of the recording. Um, so if it's okay, then I will continue forward. Otherwise, I would me and kill the recording and like do a record afterward. So, um, yeah, man. So I'll jump through. I'll jump in. We'll kind of talk about what we got going on today. Um, so yeah, so like I said before, we've been working on this AI agent named Polly using the OpenClaw framework. It's actually been such an amazing experience so far. Um, the I always make a joke like about like builders or devs. There's like this chart. Like there's never anything in between. You either feel like an idiot, then you feel like a genius, and then you feel like an idiot, and then you feel like a genius, so on and so forth. So I've been bouncing back and forth between that, ping pong of emotions, which has been good. And I was ready to hang it up the other day, but there was an interesting finding and a kind of a I don't want to call it a breakthrough moment, but definitely a story worth sharing. So I'm excited to get into that. We'll show you guys basically how Polly clawed back, no pun intended, from a $3 balance all the way up to above break even since she's been alive. So, yeah, excited that we'll jump into a market update first. We'll do a market update first, and then we'll kind of talk about hey, these are some of the things we've learned. Basically, follow up for last week. Talk about OpenClaw, see if anybody's interested in kind of maybe learning a little bit more about how to do that on their own. And then we've got a very special announcement towards the end of the stream to share with you guys. And then our very first mini course is very close to being done. So we'll do a little bit of a preview, kind of like what to expect from that. And if left after that, we will some like closing do or basically kind of any anime style too. So if you guys have questions, like feel free like to start putting them in the comments right now. Also make sure to drop a like post where on the post from and this yeah, we start the market update or you guys what do you think? There was some crazy news going on as well. So uh, wow.
Yeah. Uh, so Kobe, your internet connection is just like really ramped up in terribleness. So I think I caught most of what you said. So there's that. That's good news here. But you kind of tailed off at the end here. but I did hear you kind of segue over to some things that are happening on the timeline here. Is that kind of what you were getting at? Oh, and we may have lost you completely here. So that's okay. So maybe that's what I will do. I will start off with reading going over some of the craziest stories in crypto today. And Kobe, if you can still hear me, you are completely frozen on my side. Just jump in whenever you're back here, man. Oh, and it's just me again. No stress here. So hello, everyone. Kobe, hello.
Hey. Yeah, I refreshed. I don't know if it's gonna make a
Okay,
difference, but we'll see.
that did make a difference. Wonderful, man.
Sick.
Perfect. So yeah, we are going to get
And
into.
I'm plugging in.
Oh, I missed that. Sorry.
All good,
right,
all
yeah.
good. All good.
Perfect, man. So what do you think? Should we go over some of these latest stories, and then maybe go into that market update here? All right, let's do it here. So real quick, guys, what you can expect from watching for the next 5 to 10 minutes here is there's been some crazy stories that have been developing in crypto this last week here. So we're going to go over those and share our opinions. And then we're going to actually do a very, very quick market update, including looking at some charts, including looking at some on-chain analysis here to actually see what's going on with crypto. Because, man, these bear market vibes are getting people down here. So maybe there is something. I haven't actually looked at them yet. So I'm very curious to see what's going on chain here, because usually it's very, very effective at actually letting us know not only what's going on right now behind the scenes, but also perhaps what we can expect in the short to medium term here coming up. So all that to say, let's get into probably the biggest story on X right now, of course, which includes the blockchain investigator, ZachXBT. And he teased a new investigation about maybe a couple of days ago, actually, here. And here, let me actually pull up his. I'll see if I can actually pull up the post here. So let's do that real quick. Just gonna pull up my.
Yeah, while you're pulling that up, also too, like just if I start to get crazy, bad connection, like you can just cut me off and like mute me. Like you don't have to. Please don't sit there and struggle through it.
Okay, perfect. I will. I'm an optimist at heart, sometimes to a fault. So yes, I will definitely be more ruthless moving forward here. So here we
Yeah,
go.
seriously, yeah, cut my ass off.
You can see on February 23rd, ZachXBT dropped this teaser of a post saying a major investigation is dropping February 26th on one of the crypto's most profitable businesses, where multiple employees abused internal data to insider trade over a prolonged period of time. This post, Kobe, got 13 million views, which is insane. It was absolutely trending for a while here, and he actually dropped the investigation, and this one is also trending here. So if we take a look, I was able to kind of make this a little bit more concise here. So prominent on-chain researcher ZachXBT published a detailed investigation accusing a senior employee at the decentralized trading platform Axiom Exchange of misusing internet tools here. And if we actually go back to his post, he actually name dropped Where's Brooks, this individual here. So let's absolutely dox this guy. And apparently was one of multiple Axiom Exchange employees allegedly abusing the lack of access controls for internal tools to look up sensitive user details to insider trade by tracking private wallet activity since early 2025, which is nuts here. So if we keep going down the summary here, so the report claims the employee accessed sensitive user data, including linked wallet addresses, to track prominent traders, of course, particularly in meme coins, and potentially shared information with a small group for front-running or insider trading purposes. Prediction markets saw unusual activity prior to the release, with some wallets reportedly profiting over $1 million by betting on the outcome, raising concerns about information asymmetry. So Axiom responded by stating that it was shocked and disappointed and had revoked access to the implicated tools here. So Kobe, What are your thoughts on this year? I'm curious to kind of pick your brain.
Well, again, like I said, cut me off if the connection gets too bad. But and maybe even if I turn off my, okay, we're good.
Yep.
My first gut, I said it to you off stream. I was like, my literal first words that came out of my mouth were like, "That's fucking genius," but like evil genius,
Yes.
absolutely evil genius. This take is fold. So first, like it's totally on the leadership at Axiom to take care of that. Probably remove this individual. Obviously, like revoking access to those tools is not enough. But the second part of my reaction is that this is not new, right? Like this is not new. Like insider trading's been happening since before the stock market was even on a computer, right? And also right now people are kind of looking for scapegoats, right? Like this is very bear market behavior. I'm not saying that he shouldn't be investigating. Like this is a great work that he's doing and he should continue. But of course, right now it's going to get more traction, at least out of the people that are still left on crypto Twitter. But people are looking for a scapegoat right now. Like, there is, this is probably one piece of a huge puzzle of all this kind of, what did he call it? Information asymmetry, which is totally true. Like a certain group of people have access to information that you and I just certainly don't. And, yeah, it's not cool. It's not cool, and it's not healthy for the longevity of this market. We continue to see this happen every single cycle, where somebody is using their position of power to either manipulate the market itself, like directly, or profit off of illegally obtained information.
Yeah, 100%. Which, again, I completely agree with you. Definitely bear market vibe, and this is what gets attention during the bear markets. People are looking for scapegoats. People are looking for people to blame for the reason, prices are so low. Everyone's just at a loss right now. It's kind of, well, it is very annoying here. But also, this is one of the main reasons why I came to crypto to begin with, is because, the stock market itself, is absolutely rigged, and there is actually infrastructure in play to keep it rigged. And it's always very disappointing to see that the same thing's happening in crypto. It's a bummer. It's like it's supposed to be our saving grace, yet there are still people in positions of power that have no problem, taking for granted these opportunities that they are privileged to access. And yeah, something needs to change there.
I totally agree, and it's funny because I'm definitely in the camp that thinks that stock should be tokenized. Like we should be able to see all this activity and have it be maybe the stock exchange has like their own, maybe they create their own blockchain that's like maybe not decentralized in nature, but the visibility is like open, if that makes sense. So like they would have an open ledger the same way that these networks do. Like the people that are fighting against that, they're probably scamming.
Yeah.
And the people that you can assume that the people that are probably like good actors, or at least that's kind of where I'm sitting with that.
100%, man. 100%. I couldn't agree more. Now, I know, especially with big transactions that are happening on chain, like with institutions and stuff like that, I can understand the point of view of how, you have to be careful with, what is transparent, what is not. I mean, I'm always full transparency, of course. But then again, things like that can also be manipulated. So it's a tough call. It's a complex conversation, one that I certainly am not educated to be able to fully speak to. But this is a clear case of taking advantage of a situation, giving yourself an unfair advantage over everyone else. And from a decentralization standpoint here, I believe in equality. Everyone should have the same shot, the same chance, regardless of who you are or where you are. It's, thumbs down. But thank you, ZachXBT.
Yeah, thumbs down. Two thumbs down. Yeah, shout out to Zach, man, for sure. Yeah, I would be, to be honest though, I would be like, it would be hard for me to resist the temptation, once I know that I had access to that information, it would, like, you either, like, I could not sit with it, right? I would either take advantage, like this guy, which I'm not, like, happy to say that, but I would either take advantage of the situation like this guy, not one individual got hurt in this, and then number two, if I didn't, I would take it to leadership and be like, yo, I have access to this. And if you don't, like, there's other people are going to find themselves in this position, and going to, take advantage of this. Like, you guys got to fix this access now. Unless leadership already knew, they were taking, and like his boss was taking advantage of it too. And that's how he.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, man. That is a good point. And what's interesting, so Axiom Exchange, it is a decentralized trading platform. So I'm just curious how the mechanics behind that work. Like how, if it's a truly decentralized trading platform, how is it that they have access to information that the general public does not? I don't know.
I thought it was a centralized exchange, but perhaps it is. Yeah, specifically reporting on the rising of DEX. They are DEX. Um, but some DEXs maybe they require KYC, right? Like, maybe they do KYC, and like that's how they. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to. Do they have KYC? I'm asking Google here. Based on there's no widely recognized. That's not right. Anyways, if it's a centralized exchange, pretty straightforward on why they have access to that info.
I actually got it right here. So this guy states that he can track any Axiom user via the referral code, wallet, or UID, which I'm not exactly sure what that is, and claims he could find out anything to do with that person. He also describes researching, 10 to 20 wallets initially and slowly increasing over time, so it does not look that suspicious. Interesting. In a separate clip from that same recording, Brooks sets ground rules for how to request lookups from him and then says he'll send the full list of wallets. Wow. The full recording is a private call of the group members strategizing. That is interesting. And the video itself is here, so I'm curious to watch that later on here. But interesting. I feel like I definitely need a bit more of like a deeper understanding.
Yeah,
like, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I think like I just would like the prices to go back up. I would just like the prices to go back up. We'll just
Perfect.
Speaking of, should we jump into like a market update style?
Let's do it. Why don't you get us started with that there, Kobe?
So I don't know if I should pull up my trading view. Let's just test it out here.
Okay.
But I would like to do with some a little bit of TA, and maybe next week when Quantic's back, we're gonna let's do this as a regular part of the program here, like 2-minute TA. So for those who haven't heard me talk about 2-minute TA before, basically it's like me and Trav both get 2 minutes and can do TA, and then Quantic would judge the winner, basically, like who has the best TA, what answers does he like the best. So I'm opening up my chart right now. This is going to be a risky move here, but let's give it a shot anyway. Because you got to risk it to get the biscuit. And while we're waiting, man, our guys, like, don't forget to hit the like button. I've got a really cool story actually to share about our agent that we've been building with OpenClaw. So make sure to stick around for that. Okay, cool. I'm gonna screen share right now. Let's give her a shot here.
Hey, it's actually pretty clear. I like it.
Heck yeah. Awesome. All right, cool. So this is the daily chart on Bitcoin. Okay, so we're obviously underneath this yellow band right here. This yellow moving average is the 200-day moving average. This is like a pretty much a North Star that I rock with on any time frame. Obviously, we're below the 200 moving average here on the daily. So to me, that means bear market, right? One that is kind of like a proper bear market, bull market indicator is this 200 moving average on the weekly. So technically, we have come down to retest the 200 moving average for support. So like, dude, if you truly believe in the 200 moving average as the bear bull indicator, which I do, we are still in a bull market until we close a weekly candle below this moving average, right? So not until we close a candle, I don't know, down by like 55K, which I could totally see us touching that, but the likelihood is that we kind of just hang out in range here. If it takes a year for us to range here, 50 candles or maybe 40 more candles, that's a double bottom to me, right? If you go here and then you go here and we just range in here, that's a double bottom to me. That could take us to all the way to 2027, to be honest. That's where this would be 2027. And then we can maybe start creeping back up. So that's my 2-minute TA. Actually, let me do a really short little small time frame thing on the 5-minute. So here we go. This is the same deal. You can also play the 2-minute or 200 moving average on the 5-minute. When we crossed here, what did we do? We went up. When we went below the 200 moving average, we went down big time. So I wouldn't be looking for any longs if you guys are traders until we close above this 200 moving average on at least the 5-minute. And we probably are painting a similar story on the 15 as well. So if you really want to, poke holes in my 200 moving average, you can.
Perfect. No, that's actually, if you go back to the weekly time frame here for a quick second here, if you don't mind, what's interesting is you pointed out those two lows. This, in my opinion, looks still like a correction because it's not any lower than the previous low around this level here. And like, if I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but this previous uptrend was going on for so long that we were absolutely due for a significant correction here. And this is the first one that we've had in how long now? Since 2023? It's been a very long time.
I mean, yeah. What is this? I got this thing hiding. This has got to be the 2021 top, honestly.
Yeah.
We haven't seen a correction this dramatic since then. And look what happened here. Like, we didn't double bottom or anything. We definitely fell through the previous low. But it took, how long did it take to get to that full bottom, right? Pause. 53 bars, which is 371 days. So
Wow.
If we take that from this, what's 371 days? You'd be looking at October of this year to get to the same time amount of time.
Time horizon.
One of those. Time horizon,
Okay,
exactly.
okay.
So keep accumulating, keep learning. That's what I would do. Keep learning. Learn AI. Like AI is going to help you guys in every aspect, whether it's crypto, business, or personal life. Like learn AI, learn how to build agents, and better your life. This stuff is always going to be here. So, just keep stacking Bitcoin and maybe, just be careful. I wouldn't say don't buy anything else, but just buy things that have teams you believe in.
Yes. And I would definitely suggest, think about long-term positions as well. Right now, like even you can see these posts all over the map here. One day it's 100 billion liquidated from the crypto market. The next day it's 70 billion added to the crypto market. The next day 170 billion liquidated from the crypto market. So that's all these people who are using leverage. Like, price is just moving essentially to wipe you out. So unless you are very, very comfortable and have been doing this for a long time, I would take a tremendous amount of caution trying to spot the top, trying to spot the bottom, because it's a dangerous game and a lot of people are losing right now. It's absolutely wild here. So yeah, no, not financial advice though, of course, right, Kobe?
Yeah, NFA, DYOR for sure. But I don't think we can get in trouble for saying to just chill on the leverage. Like, this would be a really good time to demo trade. All the centralized exchanges have demo trading, so you can get there's a faucet for fake Bitcoin or whatever it might be, and then you can use that on Bybit or whatever your exchange of choice is, and just practice, right? Or build an AI agent or build like a bot system that maybe helps you get better. This would be perfect time to do that.
100%. Perfect. Excellent. So let's thank you for that, by the way. Really, yeah, that was really awesome. It was nice to get back into the charts here.
No problem.
Shall I
Yeah,
jump
absolutely.
into some on-chain analysis here? Let's do that. Let's do
Yeah,
that.
please do. Please do. And yeah, if you didn't believe me about the 200 moving average, I mean, come on now. Like,
Exactly. Exactly.
remember
One
this conversation for a year from now.
Yeah, let's save this. One thing I will say is just to kind of, as a bit of a teaser here, we do have a comment on Pump Fun, and this wallet 89SGQE says, "What's the plan for the token?" My friend, we have a lot of plans, and we're going to be getting to that very, very soon here. So thank you so much for your question. We will absolutely be giving you a
You hang
very
out for
thorough
the next
answer.
in the next like 10 or 15 minutes.
Yes, it
Yeah,
will
in the
not
next
be
like
long.
10 or 15 minutes, we'll give you a little update on that.
100%, 100%. Excellent. So let's get over to the on-chain data here. So this is Sentiment. Huge shout out to Sentiment for connecting us with this tool. This is all on-chain data and social data that they've stuck into their platform and expressed in really, really cool and applicable or helpful charts, actually, so we can see what's going on here. So I'll keep this nice and concise. So first of all, check out the volume that happened on November 23rd here. This is basically transaction volume. This is nuts. This is like, it's like the biggest spike we've seen in a very, very long time here at that bottom that came in to like basically take advantage of those super low prices from what it looks like from my experience here. But now we can see at this low, check out all this volume that's coming in here. Now, from my experience and a lot of my research, when you're trying to figure out the difference between an accumulation and a distribution, when you see all the volume come in at the lows, that's generally pretty bullish because it means the people with the most money, the people with the most information are accumulating at these lower prices here. So not to say that that's what it is, but this suggests is a potentially bullish thing to see here. So moving forward, MVRV, this one is actually really interesting here. So basically this tells us holders of Bitcoin over various different time frames. This one here specifically is people who've been holding Bitcoin for a year. This one is people who've been holding Bitcoin for 30 days here. And usually how this works is that the lower the price goes, the higher the chance, the lower that the indicator goes, the higher the chance that it's going to find a bottom, essentially. And this is the lowest that we have seen in a very long time here. Let's zoom out a little bit and see the last time we've seen this indicator this low. And I'm still not finding it. This is insane. I know. Okay, here we go. So the last time we saw this indicator get this low was November 2022. And that was literally at the bottom. And right after that is when we started the bull run that brought us up to our all-time highs here. So I'm not sure, we're not actually at those lows yet, but we are very, very close. And that's actually kind of bullish in my opinion. What are your thoughts there, Kobe?
I mean, yeah, it's bullish for me too. Like this stuff has kind of played itself out like over the last few cycles.
Mm-hmm.
And the cool thing about the on-chain stuff, if if you're talking in kind of like the metrics that compare each other, like this one, that's not just like a raw single point of data. It's pretty uniform to these previous cycles. Like when you look at the TA though, a low right now at the same exact price point might be, was it worth less money or more money based on inflation 5 years ago, right? Like if you account for money supply and stuff like that, like even on the double top last cycle, they were like, well, it was a higher high technically, but if you account for the money supply, it actually was a true double top. So like where on-chain stuff through Sentiment is kind of like stops the noise. Like there's not as much noise there. So yeah, I'm bullish, man. I'm buying Bitcoin every 2 weeks.
As you should, my man. As you should. That's awesome. And they are on discount prices right now here. So I love to see it here. definitely need to be doing that a little bit more often myself. Actually, it's I do not have anywhere near enough Bitcoin in my wallet right now here. But let's.
It's only like $20, man. I'm literally barely putting anything in, but I'm just like slowly redeveloping those DCA habits.
I love it, man. As you should. So this one here, this one is another really interesting one. This is the funding rates. So this basically tells us using leverage how bullish or how bearish are traders going right now. And again, just like the MVRV, the more bullish traders are, like for example, back in July, more likelihood that price is going to start going down, whereas the more bearish people are, the more likely price is going to go up. And that goes right back to what I was talking about, how price is almost always moving to liquidate as many people as possible here. And this one, from the time horizon that I'm kind of looking at right now, it's a little bit more short term, but you can really see how the sentiment is very much shifting. You know, it's weird to see that people are so bearish at the bottom because, you know, you want to get into moves early, and this is very late in a ABC correction sort of situation here. But looking at this does suggest that if there's a higher chance that the price is going to go up in the near future than it is going to go down. Now, again, this is going to be for short to medium term movements of price. My thesis is still kind of bearish / neutral for the short to midterm because we are in a clear downward trajectory here. But if you're looking for short, like swing trades, for example, here, this could be an indication that price is going to go up within the next couple of days, next couple of weeks here. So we'll see about that.
I see a weekend pump coming, dude. I don't know if it won't sustain most likely, but I see a weekend pump coming. You know, we're kind of back. We retested the actual like range bottom the other day. Yeah, I don't know. And the volume on Polymarket has increased as well. So, and I would assume that it also is increasing on exchanges potentially.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, no. Maybe I'll go through. I think maybe this will be the last. Actually, there's two more that I really want to hit. This one here is the one that everyone wants to see. This is the whales. What the heck are the whales doing here? And this one specifically is going to tell us people that have between 10 and 100 coins, what are they doing? And then each of these brackets here. So in my opinion,
the 100 to 1,000 whales, they are freaking accumulating. The yellow one,
yeah, 100%
they're going crazy.
They are going nuts. So let's look at these maybe one at a time here. 10 to 100 are clearly cutting their losses, but of all these are more sharks as opposed to whales in my perspective here. These ones aren't going to move the markets as much as some of these other big holders are. So exactly. You're looking at 100 to 1,000 holders here. They are accumulating for sure. These ones not so much. 1,000 to 10,000 token holders, not really doing this is a clear profit taking, or there are less and less people holding that many. And then
could be like distribution too, right? Like my theory, like what if they're moving them to wallets with only 1,000 each?
100%, like man. That's very plausible. So that's why I like to merge them all together and see. So here we go. People who are holding between 10 and 10,000 coins, it's been going down. However, short term, there's this beautiful little uptick here. So have we found the bottom? Is this where the whales start to accumulate again? Stay tuned and find out. Let's see. Definitely
Absolutely.
making a higher high in the very, very short term here. So I'm very curious about that. So what do you think kind of like as an overall end result? What are your kind of thoughts? What are you left feeling after seeing this?
Yeah, I don't know. It definitely does not. It kind of reiterates my neutral position, like my slightly bearish / neutral position.
Yeah.
However, since this is like my third or fourth cycle, these are where the billionaires are made, is in the bear market. Millionaires are made in the bear market and millionaires are paid in the bull market. And so I don't know, like there's a whole, like if I put my tinfoil Speedo on, you know, like there are some rumblings out there of, maybe Jeffrey Epstein's connection with Bitcoin. Now, I'm not I don't buy that. I don't buy the narrative that Jeffrey Epstein invented Bitcoin. I'm still not sold that it wasn't, intelligence though.
Mm,
Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a Michael Saylor bull, and I don't think that Bitcoin is going to be digital real estate like buying a block of Manhattan. However, the technology that Bitcoin's built on and all these cool projects, like the little projects, the startups that are being built on chain, that's where I think the good stuff is, and that's like, not ending. Of course, from an investment perspective, that's just more risky. This just solidifies my current narrative basically, and reminds me that I'm doing the right thing with keeping my head down, working on different builds.
love that, man. Love it. Nope, that's excellent. Just the last one here I want to show, just because it is so incredibly powerful here. First of all, mean dollar invested age looking kind of bearish, like very, very bearish actually. This one here usually tells us if we're in a bull or a bear market. When it goes down is when we're in a bull market. When we go up is when we're in a bear market. And this is very clearly going up and making higher highs. So that's not okay, but it is what it is. I digress here. Here's the last one. This is the overall sentiment, and this one has usually about a 70%, 75% accuracy in terms of predictions here. So at the highest highs and the lowest lows, that is really probable with identifying tops or bottoms. So when this indicator is at its highest, that kind of suggests that price is going to go down. And then the opposite is true as well. When this indicator is at its lowest, it suggests that price is about to go up. And why is that? Is because price always goes in the direction that is the least expected by people. And so you can see, again, when it comes to lows, this is the lowest sentiment has been ever. Well, maybe not ever, but let's go back and see a little bit more. Actually, yeah, ever since the inception of this indicator. It has,
But it's bounced back, right? It's bounced back.
it has bounced back. So it is possible. Like you can see, this happened right before we actually hit that bottom. So if you would have seen this and put in a position here, that maybe that could have been the upside movement here. But even if we were to go back and look at historically, sometimes it takes a little bit for the move to happen. So I hope that means that we're in for a reversal to the upside. Again, I think when we're looking at all of the data here, it's not looking like we're set for a bull run by any means, but hopefully this suggests that we're not in a bear market. This is just a bull market correction here. And with some time, we will start to go back up as opposed to continuing to just plummet down. So that's kind of my thesis here. Any final
Yeah, for
thoughts?
sure. And well, I would just, my closing thought on this would be like, I think we could see like maybe there's an opportunity for some short-term swings, arguably, like in like multi-day scalps, like definitely not like week or two long swings, but maybe, and then it's going to trap a bunch of late longs, and then those liquidations back down to the downside could be what the fuel that the market needs to go down and retest that 200 moving average on the weekly, or drop below it. And when we drop below it, first close, I won't be tweeting about it, but you can know if we close below 200, what Kobe thinks, and that's a confirmed bear market signal until it's not.
So my one point against that is that these days Bitcoin price action loves to psych people out and loves to fake people out. I would not be surprised if we saw one close below the 200. Everyone goes short on price action, and then we see price rip back up.
Yep.
So for me personally, I want to see two closes below the 200 to start kind of gaining that confidence that we're in a bear market here.
If I was trading actively, I would agree with you. But since I'm not, then I'm like, there's zero risk for me to claim bear market after the single close.
True.
But I would, and then that's when you get down to like your 4 hour and your daily. Like, what are those moving averages look like? When I was scalping, which I'm not very good at, only because I can't control my emotions, and that's why I built Poly. Um, but even scalping the 200 moving average on the 1 minute, like when it goes above, going long with a stop below the 200, and then vice versa. I mean, you're gonna hit over your win rate's going to be above 50% doing that. But anyways, yeah, if I was actually trading, I would agree with you. But so yeah, that's what I
love it,
got.
man. Fair. Well, hey,
Um,
that was a lot of fun. If Quantic was here, I'd say he'd say that was a draw, and we're both awesome, and that he has nothing but respect
yeah,
for us,
right.
and
Right.
we're just the bee's knees. So yeah, that's awesome. Shall
Hmm.
we? Because we only have about 12 minutes left or so. Shall we
Yeah,
move
let's.
on to the next part of the conversation there, Kobe?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll just give a brief update on Poly, and then we'll jump into this announcement that we have, and
Yeah.
then kind of showing you guys kind of like what's next for the token and for the shipyard. So, first, I'll jump in, and I'm going to keep it really high level. There's 2 points to this conversation, so let me know if I forget either of them. First of all, an OpenClaw agent as a business operator. Okay, this is like something we learned. Also, something that we learned is that well, the other part is going to be the actual trading side, the actual like profitability side. So I'll start with the story that a story. So earlier this week, I was very discouraged. I was like, "Man, what's going on?" I was at work for, working for a few hours, then looked down at my phone and saw that Polly's wallet had gone down to $3, like $2.70. I'm like, "What the heck? There's got to be a glitch going on. Did she?" Because we have like 54 strategies that we've researched, back tested. Most of them aren't profitable on the back tester, but I'm still putting them in what I'm calling a ghost trader, right? So this simulates trades on Polymarket to see, hey, is the real world like application different than the back test? So I was like, damn, did she just put all 54 strategies in the real trader? And then did we just bet everything at once, right? Like $1 bets on 54 strategies while it's going to zero. So I got home and I did a little bit of an investigation manually on chain, and I'm like, well, there just isn't. This doesn't really line up. We didn't make a bunch of bets without claiming, or we made a bunch of bets, but we didn't claim. But the claims weren't from like that day. Long story short, we ended up recovering $55 of
What?
unclaimed winnings. Yes, and so it went from, or it was like $62. Whatever the number was, it took us from $3. Our original investment was 55. It took us from that way underwater from $3 all the way to $62 or $64 and change. So then her overall P&L statement was plus $9.
Wow.
Then of course the natural like kind of drawdown overnight, and then yesterday morning she hit another big trade for $15 or $16 in winnings. That took us back above a break even, and now we're below again. We're down to like $45. We didn't have a good night, didn't and haven't really had a good morning. But the next step for Poly is to actually turn on the tuner Poly instance of her, which basically is going to have a different, basically clone all the strategies. And then as things are live in the Ghost Trader, she's going to look at data every 2 hours. She's going to look at data and say, like, manually, maybe I'll tweak this, turn this knob. Maybe I'll move this slider up and down, right? To kind of change some of the parameters or the rules, the filters. And so that should be fun. And that's really when we're going to, I think, catch some momentum. But it's very cool. And then so the second thing, so what I learned there is don't always trust what your AI says, which I already knew that. Don't trust what your AI already says. OpenClaw is not the magic. It's not. It's not magic. OpenClaw is not magic. At the end of the day, you're still talking to an LLM, and even with how good the models are, hallucination and context blow is still a thing. Okay. So number two, Poly as a business operator, this I think personally, this is where the real value in having an OpenClaw agent. We have an instance for to help with content. We have an instance, the main instance that I talk to that runs the trader. I built a design poly. She's just to brainstorm ideas that I may never do. But I can keep that separate from like and not bloat the context of the main instance. I've got a dev poly. I called him Devante.
Yes.
Um, and then the tuner Polly, she is on slate for this weekend, so I'd love to get her live and really kind of tweaking the knobs there. So yeah, those are the two things that I learned about Polly since last week, and really excited to keep kind of sharing these updates. And now that my head's a little bit above water, I'm going to be getting back to the video updates.
Nice. Perfect, man.
Okay, so yeah, that's what I got.
I love it. I love it. So, just in terms of kind of the purpose of building Poly to begin with here and how it relates to ship, can you maybe remind our audience on kind of what our plans are for Poly and why
Yeah.
people who are holding ship would be helpful? Also, I can't believe I haven't said this yet, but your signal is like coming in so perfectly now. So I don't know if you did anything,
Awesome.
but yeah, no, it's
No, I didn't do anything different. Yeah,
It's meant to
yeah,
be.
just meant to be exactly. So the original purpose, once I found out, oh, I think there's actually something here in terms of profitability. The idea is once we can get her like production ready, consistently profitable, even if it's a few percent, right? Like, but to be able to maintain profitability, we the holders of our ship token are going to directly benefit from Poly's success. Okay, so there's a couple different ways that we can do that. We've talked about a staking pool. We've talked about maybe like a vault. Almost think like DeFi, right? Where you park your Solana ship or stable coins. Maybe you have to hold a certain amount of ship tokens. There's a few different ways to do it. But the main narrative there is that if you hold the ship token, when Poly becomes consistently profitable and safe, you will be able to share some of the revenue that's generated from her Poly market autonomous self-improving trading.
Boom. That's awesome. I'm
Heck
very
yeah.
excited about that. And I
Yeah,
appreciate
me
that
too. Me
that
too.
we're taking our time as well because, it has to be consistently doing well for us even to consider making this available to people here. But, it's exciting.
Absolutely.
It's very exciting.
Uh-huh. Super exciting, and I like that you said that, man, because I'm thinking about, Quantic. If you listen to this, or if you listen to this back, like, dude, it's been 3 weeks. Quantic's on my ass to get this shit profitable. But it's like, dude, Rome wasn't built in a day. If it was really this easy, it's not that easy. And that's the third thing that I've learned is it's not as easy as the fake screenshots people think that it is, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, suck
No.
it, Quantic.
We love you, Quantic. Or do we? Yes, of course, of course, of course. But do
We
we
do, we
actually?
do, we do.
Yeah. No, of course, of course.
So then, kind of to like, unless you have any other Poly questions or comments, we could maybe jump to the grant application announcement. What do you think?
Let's do it. Actually, maybe I'll ask you one more question. So if you had to bet on one path to making Poly work, what would it be?
When you like profitable, when you say work,
Yeah.
yeah, if I had to bet on one path, I would say continue to like keep the code base clean. That was my problem the other day. I had to refactor and clean the code base before she could find the hidden money. So maintain a clean code base that's AI agent friendly, and then just giving her the keys. Just
Awesome.
giving her the keys, right? Like kind of going hands off. Because I noticed that when I step back and I just give direction and nudges, she does find more success. But when I think that I know the answer and I push back on her answer that may be actually correct, we're kind of like, not, it's just not as fluid. And so that's my goal with this tuner instance of her, where she wakes up every 2 hours, looks around. Do I change anything? If I do change anything, let me document what I changed and why. So then when I wake back up in 2 hours, I didn't forget, and I can keep, logging everything and compounding that knowledge over time. So crazy to think that my answer is remove myself from the loop. Is the
That is
short
wild,
answer.
isn't it?
Like, I know. I know. Also, sidebar, I really want to give her her own Twitter account, so stay tuned for that. Like, I've been, and maybe that's something I can do with the design poly while she's doing her own thing. Once I kind of give her the keys.
That's super awesome. Yeah, so stay tuned for that here. And yeah, obviously that's very good part of the question or the answer for the gentleman or the gentleman. Geez, I don't know who you are, how you identify yourself, but that question that we received on Pump of what is the plan for the token? That is one of the plans, and there's more coming up here. So yes, let's move on to these announcements, and that'll also directly answer that question here as well.
Yeah, absolutely. There's actually two more things to share about the token. So this first one is we're happy to announce that the shipyard grant program is officially going to open up on Monday, the 30th, I believe. And so this is a public grant application for anybody that's building, especially building with AI and building in Web3, of course. So the goal there is to support integrations of our token, the ship token. You can find it on PumpSwap or Pump.fun, and bring new apps into the ecosystem within 30 days. So before I move on to the next bullet points, our our first application that we dropped, Shipment, actually does use the token in the backend. When you pay for credits and tokens, or credits, and when you actually mint, whatever is left over after we pay the Solana fees on chain automatically goes in to buy our token in the backend. So the more users that we get there, then the more natural price appreciation that potentially could happen. And so other builders and devs that decide to implement our token and join our ecosystem within their application, we are going to consider directly supporting them through this mini grant program. Okay, so we're starting with 2 mini grants. Applications open on Monday, and we're going to work very closely with the 2 teams that we select and make sure that they have that they're basically prepared for go to market. And the grant amounts are not disclosed yet, so stay tuned for that. Anyone can apply. There's no specific tracks or anything like that besides the requirement of implementing the ship token and basically building an app that's inside the shipyard ecosystem. So the things that we're going to value when we select the winners, right? So there are going to be 2 winners. We're going to be looking at a proven track record. Like, what have you shipped in the past? Do you have a good reputation? Are there people that call you a scammer? Things like that. Are you like us in terms of committing to the speed of execution? So we like to ship fast, and we not only do we like to, but we actually do. And then the third thing that we're going to value is ecosystem alignment, and so that would be, the easiest way to check that box is to implement our token within the application. And if anybody needs help throughout this, or if they have an idea, and you can submit an idea as well. Obviously, the more polished projects are going to get the first looks, but ideas are welcome too.
I love it. Oop, sorry, did I lose you there? I may have lost you there. Let's give Kobe a quick second here. Nope. Kobe, we lost you. I don't know if you could hear me at all. Or maybe it's actually me. It could be me. Maybe I'm frozen. But regardless, I'm gonna pretend like I am still here and I am still visible. And yeah, let's keep going here. So let's see. I'm just going over the show notes here, just talking about these grants. I'm very excited to be able to offer these grants to other builders here. And I think one of my favorite parts about what this is that we are doing is that it really holds true to the name of our project, Shipyard. Shipping is very important to us. And one of the reasons why we're focusing on that is because for us, a big challenge that we've had, and a big challenge that I see in other builders, creators, a lot of people who do work in crypto and Web3 is the idea of shipping with perfection. And that idea of having to have a perfectly clean cut plan of execution, a perfectly clean cut piece of content, video, whether it's written, any of these things here, you know, if you prioritize just shipping and get something out before it's quote unquote perfect, the amount that you learn from that and the amount of value that brings to you as a builder and as a creator is 10,000 times more than just sitting on your hands and trying to get it perfect, because that paralyzes you. So, welcome back, Kobe. Can you hear us? Are you coming in hot? See, that's
Yeah, I
not
decided to join from my phone. It's probably a lot better. A lot
perfect.
better.
Perfect.
Um, cool. Yeah, I want to actually piggyback off what you said. He's totally right. Like, even if you've never built anything before, like, don't be afraid to apply. All the tools are there. Go do something. Don't wait till it's perfect. Go do something. Go build shit. Because when you build shit, shit happens. Okay.
100%.
So, exciting stuff there. And like I said, I'll say it again. Feel free to reach out to me if you guys want any help. Okay, whether it's integrating the token or you just need some help getting started. Like, don't be afraid to reach out. Like, that's also part of the winners are going to get some more like kind of one-on-one dedicated help.
Yes.
So yeah, please don't wait.
Love that, man. Love that. And it really comes down to momentum. That's the cool thing about just shipping something, regardless of if it's perfect or not, is that as soon as you do one, doing the next one just becomes so much easier. And I don't know what it is. It's clearly some sort of psychological component switch that happens here. But as soon as you start building that momentum, it's crazy how much it just fuels you forward. And just, yeah, highly recommend just give it a shot. Just start. It's awesome. It's super freaking cool. So
It's
Kobe,
it's
sorry, go ahead.
addicting too.
Yeah.
It's addicting. It's addicting. It's addicting. So if you have a problem with drug or alcohol, like, quit that shit and start building, because
Yes.
let me tell you, it's fun on the side.
It is. It is very fun, and I could say that from experience as well, my friend here. So, I want to try and wrap this up pretty quick because I know you're at work here, and then you kind of have to get back to it. So we spoke about the grants here. Next on the docket is looking like the mini course preview and what people can expect here. So maybe I can start off by sharing that one here. So essentially, Kobe has started to do the filming for the first mini course for the the shipment.art website here. So this is we're slowly going through, and I'm the one actually editing the videos for that and making it look presentable, making it look clean. And we've officially finished the first module, which we're very excited to share with you guys here. And yeah, we're gonna have this available to you. So why is this helpful to you, even if you don't care about an app that allows you to generate an image of your choosing and then mint it on chain as an NFT? Well, because it's so much more than that. It's by actually taking the opportunity to build this, you are learning how to use OpenClaw. You are learning how to integrate Web3 into your applications. You are learning how to vibe code here. So it doesn't really necessarily matter what it is you're building, although in this case it is really cool. It's really cool here. But the fact is that you are learning how to build. And yeah, I'm really excited to announce this here. It's going to be available very soon on our Web3 Matters website at web3matters.xyz. Click on the Shipyard button and it will have all of this available. Definitely stay tuned to Web3 Matters. We'll be dropping announcements when it's fully available to you, but we will be dropping a sneak peek of this course on our X account probably today, actually. I think today. So, any other thoughts on that before, or anything that you think is important to share?
I mean, yeah, no, you pretty much nailed it all. Like, even if you don't want, if even if this is not the app that you want to build, like, getting into this course, which we're going to make it very attainable, and it will be accessed via the ship token. So that will be the
Yes.
currency in order to gain access to it. It'll just be a direct transaction, no staking or anything like that required. You're just going to pay a certain amount of ship token. We're going to keep it under. I don't want to say any numbers, but it's going to be super affordable. Let's call it, the price of a large pizza in the States or something like that. So you can not order pizza one night and then instead use those funds to scale up.
with me and with the shipyard, and yeah, get started for sure. Like you don't want to build this app, no problem. You're going to learn how to fork a repo and start remixing it, right? There's tons of
Yeah.
open source software out there. So if you can learn how to fork stuff and then remix it with AI, that's like the fastest path to creating your first application, whether it's Web3 or not.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And we'll include everything you need, step-by-step instructions, and basically, it's it'll be a foolproof system for you to get
Right.
going and start
You're
building
going to
your
get like
first app.
Word docs, right? Like
Yeah.
Word documents that have the prompts, basically all the info. So you can just copy and like if there's a command you have to put into your terminal, I'm not going to make you type it. You can just copy it from the doc, paste it into your terminal, press enter. For example, to like clone the repo, right? So yeah, I'm going to make it foolproof, dummy proof, whatever you are, it's going to be for you. And this is just one of a few different ways. Stay tuned for a future one on like how to build with OpenClaw or how to build your own OpenClaw agent, and maybe some giveaways around that stuff too.
Boom. I'm fired up, man. We're shipping, and it feels awesome here. I think that's about it for today. It's 10 past the hour here. What have we gone over today? We've it's been a really fun stream today, Kobe, and I'm really grateful for you taking the time to join us here today. So we've gone over updates on Poly and what's happening there. Poly has been profitable. Definitely some huge steps forward when it comes to creating our OpenClaw AI bot that is trading on Poly Market as we speak here. We've gone over a really in-depth market update, and we kind of landed in the space where leaning towards this being very much a bull market correction as opposed to full-blown bear market. But we also shared some details on things to look out for just to either prove or disprove that in the next couple of weeks here. So definitely, if you missed that, feel free. This will be available on all of our platforms to go back and watch later on here. Plus, we spoke about the mini courses that are going to be available soon, so you can get started on your journey to becoming a vibe coder. Which this is the perfect time to do that. You know, the vibes are low, the prices are in the freaking boots. So what better way to distract yourself from all the depressing narratives that are happening than just teach yourself a new skill that you are going to need to know if you want to be able to survive in a coming world where AI is going to dominate everything. And oh yeah, we talk about ZachXBT, that whole thing, and our thoughts on that. And yeah, definitely, it was a very interesting conversation in that regard here. You know, it's anyways. If you want to watch that back, go back and watch it. It'll all be there. We'll be clipping it soon, I'm sure. And any closing thoughts on your end
Absolutely.
there,
Don't
Kobe?
forget the grants too.
Oh, the
Well, I was
grants,
to say,
yes.
we also covered the grants. Yeah, that's a big one. Applications open on Monday. Whatever you're building, just there's a few. Go back and listen to the requirements, but there's really no like genre or style of app that's off limits. The real only requirement is to integrate the ship token and join the shipyard ecosystem as we start to kind of build this whole ecosystem of different apps out as we continue to go. So pretty
Love
stoked
it.
on that. Excited to also meet some more builders. I
Yes.
love meeting new builders.
New builders are awesome. We want to meet you guys, so definitely reach out and feel free to get involved. Reach out, and if you have any questions on developing, any questions on marketing, we're here to support you. And then yeah, last thing there, Kobe. I've been trying to make more purchases of the ship token on Pump, but I've been getting an error every single time I've tried. I have no idea what the heck is going on, but I'm unimpressed, Pump. What is going on? I don't know.
Well, I'm not sure. I know that maybe you were because that you were maybe like switching back and forth between the wallets, right? I know you've got two, like maybe the dev wallet and then your personal as well.
Mhm.
So maybe make sure like that. Otherwise, just clear the cache.
Mm.
Clear the cache. Do the old Control R for hard reload, and yeah, you'll get it figured out. I promise. And maybe
Perfect.
who knows, man? Maybe there's a lot of volume right now on Solana, and of all the chains that are like popular, when volume is high, Solana sucks.
Yes, that is very, very true here.
So
Very true. I'm gonna try one more
yeah,
here, and we'll see if that works. And I'd like to end this off with a nice big fat green candle here, but we will find out soon. Anyways, regardless, I just tried. If it happens, it happens. And if you see a green candle, that is us. Unfortunately, not hopeful
yeah.
because I've tried so many times. But anyways, regardless, let's end off on a positive note. Kobe, this has been a blast. Thank you so much for your time, man. And thank you to all of our viewers here for joining us today. Yeah, really appreciate your time. Again, reach out if you have any questions. Definitely stay tuned. Follow our Web3 Matters account on X for all the exciting updates that are just around the corner. And yeah, with that, hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. And we will see you next time. Oh, there it is. Web3 Matters. Wow, as if it took us this long to do that. We gotta reassess our priorities there, Kobe. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care.